Who are the greatest Cardinals players of all time? The Cardinals have been around since the beginning of the NFL, first in Chicago, then St. Louis, and now in Arizona. And while there is a long history for the Cardinals, it's not necessarily always been illustrious. But when you look at the top players in Cardinals history, you start number one with number 8. Larry Wilson. He was a safety for the Cardinals in the 60s and 70s, an 8-time All-Pro, an 8-time Pro Bowler. And he once played a game with casts on both hands due to 2 broken wrists, and he intercepted a pass in that game. That is not a fallacy, that's not a myth, that's actual truth. He was also on the NFL's All-Decade team in 1960 and 1970, and is a Hall of Famer and a well-deserving one. Also credited as the first safety ever to do the safety blitz. Number 2, Larry Fitzgerald, 9-time Pro Bowler. Fitzgerald with more than 10,000 receiving yards, holds almost all the records for receiving in franchise history, and he saved his best for the postseason. He was unbelievable in the run leading up to and including Super Bowl 43. Fitzgerald belongs on this list. He is Mr. Cardinal for all Arizona Cardinals fans. Then number 3, Dan Dierdorf. He was an offensive lineman from 1971 through 83, 6 times a Pro Bowler, 5 times an All-Pro, and a Hall of Famer. Ironically enough, grew up in Canton, Ohio. Dierdorf is one of the greatest offensive linemen ever, and he gets forgotten, and it's a shame. If you want to go beyond those 3, you could look at guys like Charlie Trippi, Jackie Smith, John Hart, Roger Worley. There are a ton of Cardinals players deserving of consideration. But for my money, Wilson, Fitzgerald, Dierdorf, the top 3.